All right, Coach. 28-21. District. What are your post-game thoughts?
Well, it's like I told the team. I mean, obviously you want to win the game, but was really proud of our kids' effort. Thought they played extremely hard. I mean, we know Sandy Creek has a physical, athletic, well-coached football team.
Mm-hmm.
We play them about every year because of that. You know, we like Smiley and I, and we like to play each other because it's good for both teams. So we knew it was going to be a battle for 4 quarters, and uh, and it was. But what I saw on our team is, and I told him, I said, we got a good football team. I saw some things tonight, compared to last year's response
Mm-hmm.
of how kids handled themselves, how they battled. When things didn't go our way, we turned the ball over down there inside the 10 or 15 and throw it behind the line of scrimmage and they score or it is what it is.
Right.
You got to play ball, but never saw them, flinch. So I know they got some fight in them, and so really excited about getting back to work with them.
Absolutely. And what can you just say about your quarterback? Because I feel like that's where it started tonight. Made a lot of great throws. You know what I mean? Just what can you say about his performance?
He's just a tough kid. He's a coach's kid. His dad
Mm-hmm.
coaches baseball and softball, and mom teaches in the school. He's earned the job because he came in last year and played for us as a sophomore the last couple games, and kids respect him. Because he's a tough kid. He comes to work every day. He's not the fleetest of foot. He's not the tallest. The joke is people call him Tim Tebow, and I said, no, Tim Tebow has muscle. You're Jim Tebow. But he's just a kid that takes things in stride and does what he's coached to do. We had 5 drops tonight.
Yeah.
And those are big plays. But he's not going to yell at the kids, and he just goes back to work, and he can make plays with his feet, but manages the offense very well. So proud of his toughness. That's why I told him. I said, man, you're a tough kid. Just keep working.
For sure. And I want to switch to the secondary as well. Young, a lot of mix of seniority in there, but very talented. So just what's your thoughts on just how the secondary played as a whole?
The secondary, I thought, played well. They got good receivers, but I thought we matched up well with them. We had a misread on one of the touchdowns, but that is what it is, But we got one senior back there. The rest of them are juniors and sophomores. But really on defense as a whole, I think we have 3 seniors on defense. We had 2 guys out tonight that are seniors that do play in the rotation. So those guys had to play a lot of snaps for us. But that's not an excuse at all. But obviously we want to get our hands on more balls. When we have a chance to pick it, let's pick it, Thought Chance made a great play there on the goal line. That could have been game changing.
Right.
But proud of their effort. They just fight, man. That's what I'm encouraged by. We got a chance because they got something about them.
I mean, when you say that specifically, like you was talking to the team afterwards, still very high on this team.
Very high on this team.
What specifically are you very high about?
And they just have a camaraderie about them. There's no dissension. There's no, there may be a couple guys that, and this ain't a negative, it's real life, and I'm gonna be honest with them.
Right.
There's some guys that sometimes may go to the side of selfish. But there's enough guys on our football team starting back in January that said this is how this team's going to be. We're going to be about us. And eventually this is going to weed all of that out. I don't think that hurt us tonight. But as a coach, you look for that. How are we going to handle adversity? And I don't know, man. As a coach, man, that's my desire is how are kids going to handle adversity in life? And this is the greatest teacher of that. And I truly mean that. I want to win every game we play, but I want kids to win in life. And so when I see kids respond to adversity the right way, that excites me. And when they don't, we got to fix it to give them a chance in life. That's probably a longer answer than you wanted.
Nah.
Real talk, man.
100%.
What were your thoughts on this Justice Brown? I mean, he had a highlight reel hurdle over, top safety. Just what's your thoughts on his performance tonight? He was just making a lot of reruns.
Yeah, we're gonna lean on that guy a lot, man. He put on 20 pounds this off season. Worked extremely hard. He's an unbelievable kid and a tough kid, and he was banged up a little bit, but still trying to. And that's the extra effort I see when kids give to. They're doing whatever it takes for their team.
Yes, sir.
And that to me that's encouraging. Laying their body on the line and going, let's roll, man. And that fires your team up. And so. But I like this team's their chemistry, their closeness. They have a great work ethic. We practice extremely physical, and they embrace it. They don't always like it, but they embrace it. They get after it, and that's the only chance we have to be competitive. Is we've got to be a hard-nosed football team. So we're going to keep getting better at that.
My final question
Yeah.
for Rap, just thoughts on just the Herd twins. I mean, they played both sides for you, very physical. But I wanted to highlight number 91. You can tell me his name, Coach.
Yeah.
But he was all over the field, making sacks, big plays. Overall thoughts on the defensive line as well.
D-line is so young. We have one senior on the defensive line, and unfortunately, he doesn't play very much. He's a great kid, but Dylan Cleveland, number 91, he's a kid that didn't play much last year because of some effort issues, and he went into camp after spring as a 1. 3 weeks ago, he got moved to a 2, and we said, make a decision. Like, you ain't performing in practice. You're not getting it done. He didn't like it. He had to work through it for a day or two mentally, but we didn't coddle him, and he just made his mind up and said, I don't care what number I am. When I get in, I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity. And that's what he's done. And that's an example to younger kids, you know, hey, see what he went through, why he handled it. He didn't like it, but he handled it. And now he reaps the benefits of it, you know. So, but proud of those guys. We're just going to ask them to play extremely hard, muck it up in the middle as much as you can, and let the guys behind you make plays. And that's what we got to make a living on.
Yes, sir.